My child, attention, now. Stop scrolling. Still your hand, still your eyes, still your racing thoughts. Do not skip this. Do not treat this as background. Do not let this play under your busyness as if it is decoration for your day. I am interrupting you on purpose. If you are hearing this in this moment, it is because I arranged this meeting, not the algorithm, not coincidence. My timing, meeting your life in real time. I am not entertaining you, I am appointing you. This is not hype to make you feel something for a minute and then drift. This is not motivation to briefly lift your mood and then leave you the same. This is appointment and direction. I am speaking as your father, as your guide, as the one who knows the next step before you even have words for it. Give me your full attention for a few minutes. There is clarity here today, not someday. There is a precise instruction coming, if you will stay present and receive it. Call this what it is, mercy. This interruption is mercy, not noise. I interrupt when movement is required. I interrupt when a window is aligning that you could walk past if you rush by out of habit. I interrupt when you are close enough to step into what I promised. That distraction becomes dangerous. If you treat this lightly, you will miss the weight of it. If you honor this moment, you will feel the shift you have been praying for begin inside you. You have trained yourself to scan, to sample, to swipe past. That rhythm is not neutral. It has been thinning your focus, blurring your discernment, draining your capacity to hear the quiet directions that matter most. I am breaking that rhythm right now. Lay your hand open. Breathe. Keep your eyes here. Choose to be fully present with me now. Pull your attention inward and upward. You do not need to strive in this moment. You need to receive. My timing does not rush, and it does not lag. It aligns, and I am aligning you. I am addressing you specifically. Do not assume this is for someone else more qualified, more spiritual, more ready. I am speaking to you by name, to your actual life, to the decisions that sit on your table today. I have watched the weight you carry. I have watched the pace you push. I have watched distraction dress up as diligence and steal your peace. This interruption is a shield for you. It is a guardrail. It is me reaching into your routine and saying, look at me. Listen carefully. When I call for your attention like this, it is because something important has arrived. Hear me. I will not waste your focus. I will not fill this space with vagueness. I will not keep you guessing. Today means today. Now means now. I intend to put one clear step in your hands. Something you can do next, something small enough to act on and strong enough to turn the direction of your path. You do not need the entire map. You need the first faithful move. The rest will meet you as you go. But first, you must allow me to extract you from the shallow noise long enough to hear the precision of my instruction. Do not argue with this moment. Do not compare this voice to the other voices that have confused you. You know my tone, firm and kind, urgent and safe. I do not drive you with panic. I lead you with peace and gravity. Let that settle your chest. Let that unclench the part of you braced for disappointment. I am not late. I am not early. I am exact. I said I would direct you, and I am doing it. You are standing at a threshold disguised as an ordinary minute. That is why I am making it unmistakable. Do not multitask me. Do not half listen and promise yourself you will replay this later. Later is how windows feel like walls. Presence is how windows become doors. I am here now, and that means there is provision for focus now, for courage now, for obedience now. Say with me, out loud if you can, I am here, I am listening, I am willing. Your words matter because your attention follows your declaration. Tell your mind to remain. Tell your heart to soften. Tell your schedule it can wait. What I am about to place in you will save you time you have been losing to indecision. It will spare you detours you cannot afford. It will steady you where you have felt scattered. This is a divine interruption meant to keep you from missing an appointed moment. Do not scroll. Do not run. Do not retreat into the familiar. Stay. Hold this gaze. I am going to speak plainly. I am going to make it simple. I am going to ask you for one act of obedience that will unlock the next measure of clarity. Alignment requires response. Your response begins with attention. Give me that, and I will give you the instruction you have been seeking. Now breathe again. Feel the room quiet inside you. Release the tension of performing and receive the honor of being guided. I am here. I am ready to speak. Stay with me, and you will not miss it. My child, listen carefully now. You have been asking me the same question under your breath and in your thoughts, in your car and at your sink, in the middle of the night and between meetings. What do I do now? What am I asking you to do right now? Today. I am answering today, not with riddles, not with fog. I am answering in a way you can act on. If you are seeing this now, it is because I am meeting your question in real time. I heard you the first time you asked. I heard you the 50th. I honor the courage it takes to keep asking when you felt unsure. I am here to cut through the loop. You have been living in a mental spin cycle, thinking, then overthinking, deciding, then second-guessing, setting a plan, then dismantling it in your head before it ever breathes. You have waited for perfect certainty as if I only bless what comes with a guarantee. You have scrolled for confirmation and asked for signs upon signs, hoping to erase all risk before you move. You have stood between options, worrying that a wrong step will ruin everything. I see the pressure that posture creates. I am not scolding you. I am rescuing you from the spin. Do you want to know why you cannot shake that restlessness? Do you want to know why the old rhythms suddenly feel too tight, too loud, too thin? Your restlessness is not random. It is evidence that a next step is ready to be revealed. Hear me. That discomfort inside you was not malfunction. That churn was not punishment. That agitation was not evidence you are broken or behind. That was alignment knocking from the inside. That was movement forming. What you called anxiety was often transition. I was stretching your capacity to carry what you asked me for. I was loosening your grip on what cannot travel with you. You were not misreading the signs. You were outgrowing a season. I prepared your heart before I moved your circumstances, so your insides began to change first. That is why the familiar started feeling foreign. That is why conversations you tolerated now leave you empty. You are in motion even before your feet move. You have told yourself you need the 5-year plan. You have told yourself you need language for every outcome before you can take one step. But I lead you with a lamp for your feet, not a floodlight for the whole horizon. I am going to make the next step simple, clean, aligned, doable today. The clutter you have been feeling is not from me. Fear adds endless clauses. Fear multiplies maybes. My instruction comes whole. When you separate fear's noise from my steady voice, clarity stands there, plain as day. Alignment is not forced. It is responded to. I am not asking you to perform. I am asking you to obey. So listen as I ask you again, and let it land in your bones. What am I asking you to do now, today? Not when you feel completely ready, not after you ask 3 more people, not after you make the perfect spreadsheet. Today. The window is open in real time. Your part is one faithful act. I am not weighing you down with 10 actions at once. I am giving you one step that will interrupt the spiral and open space for the next instruction to meet you. Pay attention to the signals I have already placed in your day. The task that draws peace when you picture doing it. The conversation that keeps rising to the surface when you try to distract yourself. The number you have been meaning to call. The draft you have delayed sending. the subscription you know you must cancel, the room you need to clear, the meeting you need to decline, the application you need to submit, the boundary you must state out loud. These are not random nudges, they are breadcrumbs of alignment. I have been whispering in repeated patterns so you would recognize my voice. You keep waiting for a thunderclap while I am speaking in a steady tone. Do not despise simple. Simple is powerful when it is mine. You are afraid of choosing wrong. You are afraid of losing time. Hear me. I am not a trickster hoping you fail a test. I am a father guiding a willing child. My sovereignty is larger than your fear of missteps. If you move with me, even a course correction becomes progress. What matters right now is not mastering the map. It is taking the first marked step. Small obedience unlocks the next clear instruction. You do not need to untie the whole knot today. You need to pull the strand I am pointing to. How will you know it is me? My instruction will carry peace and gravity at the same time. It may stretch you, but it will not violate who I made you. It will feel like relief from pretending. It will be clean, not crowded, one action, not a tangled web. It will quiet the noise instead of feeding it. As you say yes, coherence will flood in. Confusion loses oxygen when obedience begins. So, my child, put down the mental calculator. Release the demand to forecast every outcome. Ask me the right question and then allow me to answer. What are you asking me to do today? Then be still for a moment. Let the same nudge that has visited you in the margins step forward into the center. I am answering today, not early, not late. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time. Stay with me. Keep your heart soft. Your next step is nearer, simpler, and more aligned than fear has allowed you to see. My child, listen carefully and let this sink deeper than your old conclusions. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. When you felt like the heavens were quiet, when your journal filled with questions and no fresh words seemed to come back, I was not far. I was close enough to shape what your eyes could not yet see. I was settling your heart, maturing your discernment, strengthening the parts of you that would have wobbled if I moved you sooner. The silence was not a void. It was a workshop. It was not abandonment. It was arrangement. You asked me why clarity took its time. You said, if you wanted me to move, why didn't you just say it louder? Hear me. Volume was not your problem. Capacity was. I was not withholding direction to punish you. I was expanding the vessel so it could carry what you asked me for without spilling under pressure. Your character needed the weight room before your calling could step onto the field. Your motives needed sifting so the assignment would not become an idol. Your boundaries needed strengthening so you could say a clean yes without 10 hidden yeses to distraction leaking your strength. This is why it felt like fog lingered. This is why you could articulate desire but not direction. I was building the spine behind your vision. I was giving your yes a root system. You thought I ignored you when the prayer sat unanswered. You thought I looked away when doors stayed closed after you knocked and knocked. I did not. I heard every whisper. I counted every tear. I measured every hour you kept going when it would have been easier to quit. My child, what you called rejection was redirection. What you called a dead end was protection, not rejection, redirection. Not a closed door, protection. I shut rooms that would have celebrated you for a moment and devoured you by the end of the month. I delayed opportunities that looked like favor on the surface, but hid fractures you could not see yet. I let certain names pass you by because alignment had not formed in them either. I was not ignoring you. I was positioning you. Remember how the invitations that once thrilled you suddenly felt too loud? Remember how the feed that used to feed you started draining you? That was not you becoming cynical. That was you becoming specific. I was tuning your appetite. I was detoxing you from applause that had trained your nervous system to chase dopamine instead of destiny. I was teaching you to recognize my peace as your true green light and to treat pressure, even when it comes in religious language, as a red flag. I was simplifying the inside of you, so a clean instruction would not have to elbow through clutter to be heard. You asked me in the night, "Why this quiet? Why do I feel like I am standing still while others sprint?" Hear me again. Stillness is not stagnation when I order it. Stillness was calibration. I was laying the runway while you felt grounded. I was knitting the bone while you didn't feel like you were running. I was growing roots beneath the surface so that when the wind of change arrived, you would bend and not break. If I had accelerated you before I delivered you from comparison, your speed would have served your insecurity. If I had opened the platform before I healed the wound, your influence would have multiplied your pain. I love you too much to equip your outcomes and neglect your insides. I know the ache of days that feel like nothing. I know the sting of watching others announce what you carry in secret. I know the mental math you did, wondering if you misheard me altogether. I did not shame you for those thoughts. I stayed with you in them, and I turned them into teachers. Waiting taught you to sit with discomfort without abandoning yourself. Silence taught you to listen beyond noise. Delay taught you that your value is not proven by constant output. These lessons are not accessories, they are armor. They are why the next step will not break you. They are why you can carry weight without wearing it as an identity. Let me say it again in the rhythm your heart can keep. The delay did not remove your promise. It prepared your posture to carry it. The delay did not cancel the word. It cultivated the wisdom to walk it out. The delay did not dilute your destiny. It deepened your discernment so you would not trade it for something cheaper when the counterfeit shows up smiling. My timing does not rush and it does not lag. It aligns. And alignment has been forming, quietly, faithfully, under the surface of your days. You wondered, why did you not answer when I asked for specifics? I was answering, but not in the way you expected. I was answering by closing loops you did not know were open. Old vows that made you say yes when you meant no. Old narratives that made you hide when you were made to lead. Old dependencies that disguised themselves as loyalty while stealing your clarity. I was making the inside of you a home for the instruction you are about to receive. A house without drafts. A room without thieves. A table where your attention can eat and be nourished. Listen, when you look back, you will see how the silence sorted your circle, who persisted without access, who honored your boundaries before you even articulated them, who showed up when there was nothing to gain. That was me revealing alignment at the relational level so your assignment would not be sabotaged by proximity. I was not being quiet to punish you. I was being quiet to let the noise reveal itself. Now you can tell the difference between urgency and importance, between flattery and favor, between a good idea and my instruction. Because of that, the next movement will not require frantic striving. It will require responsive obedience. The season that formed you has equipped you to move at my pace rather than the crowd's pace. You will not need to prove anything. You will need to respond to the one thing I highlight. You will not need to sprint. You will need to step. Alignment is not forced. It is responded to. The silence trained your reflex. It taught you what my voice feels like in your chest. It taught you to pause long enough to hear the difference between fear's ultimatums and my simple command. You have feared that you lost time. You have not. I have been redeeming time in the hidden work. I have been compounding wisdom like interest while you felt behind. You stand now with more clarity, more courage, more capacity than you had when you first asked me to move you. That is not a romantic spin. That is the actual fruit of what I formed in you when nothing looked like progress. I did not waste your pain. I did not waste your patience. I did not waste your persistence. I turned them into pillars. So breathe and let your shoulders drop. Receive the dignity of being prepared. Let go of the story that you are late, overlooked, or somehow disqualified because the answer did not rush to meet your calendar. Not late, not overlooked, not disqualified, aligned. From this posture, the instruction you receive will land where it can live. And from this posture, your obedience will not be frantic self-salvation. It will be a clean, simple yes. Stay soft, stay present, and be ready to respond. The quiet was building this in you, and now you are ready to carry what is about to be placed in your hands. My child, listen to me and let this validation anchor you. I saw the nights you stayed soft under pressure when hardness would have felt like relief. I saw the messages you did not send, the clapbacks you composed and deleted, the arguments you refused to win at the cost of your peace. I saw the tears you wiped alone so others wouldn't worry. I saw the prayers you whispered when your chest felt like a drum. I saw the way you kept your heart open when delay tried to make you numb. I saw the mornings you rose without applause and did the small, faithful things that no one posts about. I saw the decisions that cost you privately and preserved you publicly. I saw your endurance. I saw the fatigue that sat like weight on your shoulders, and I saw you choose gentleness anyway. I saw betrayal dress up as friendship and take from your trust, and I saw you refuse to become what hurt you. I saw isolation knock at your door, and instead of cursing me, you built a quiet altar in ordinary rooms. I saw you thank me between bills, between disappointments, between yet and not yet. I saw the temptation to turn stone toward the world and steel toward my voice, and I saw you remain soft, stretching, yes, breaking, no. My child, I witnessed every hidden yes. I saw when you gave without being seen. I saw when you apologized first because peace mattered more than being right. I saw you shut the laptop and choose rest instead of performing for an audience that never satisfies. I saw you honor boundaries that you had not yet found language for. I saw you pause your pace to listen for me when urgency tried to drive you. I saw you serve where there was no platform and love where there was no credit. I saw the calls you returned, the messages you answered, the notes you wrote to encourage others when you needed encouragement yourself. I cataloged each act. I treasured each small obedience as seed. Hear me, I chose you because of what you endured, not because you were perfect, but because you were willing to be taught, willing to be corrected, willing to try again without fanfare. Many start strong, few stay steady. You stayed. Selection is not about speed, it is about substance. When the wind of disappointment blew, you did not nail your heart shut, you let me lash it to hope. When outcomes did not make sense, you kept me on the throne in your decision-making. When loneliness sang its bitter song, you did not push me away. You let me sit beside you while you healed. Do not misname what your survival has been. Survival is not weakness, it is evidence of resilience. You did not merely get through, you grew through. The late nights that felt like loss were classrooms. The delays that felt like denial were workshops of wisdom. The closed doors that made you question your worth were guardrails keeping you from rooms that could not hold your integrity. I will not let you call yourself behind for the very season that built your backbone. You are not late. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are aligned, seen, and carried. You told yourself others were faster, louder, further. Let me correct that vision. I measured something different in you. I measured your softness under strain. I measured your capacity to hear me when adrenaline wanted to lead. I measured your willingness to forgive when bitterness dressed itself as protection. I measured your choice to bless in secret. Those measures are why I can trust you with what is coming. Influence without softness corrodes. Opportunity without integrity devours. Acceleration without discernment derails. Your hidden endurance told me the truth about your character. It said, "This one can carry weight without wearing it as identity. This one can be lifted without leaving me." I saw you learn to tell the difference between pressure and peace. I saw you turn down opportunities that glittered but did not carry my gravity. I saw you endure conversations that tried to rename you something smaller than what I have called you, and you did not bow to them. I saw you walk away from the crowd when proximity threatened your purpose. I saw you hold your tongue when you could have defended yourself, trusting me to be your vindication. I saw your fear present its list of ultimatums, and I saw you answer with a simple, steady, "I will wait for his instruction." That was not passivity, that was power. You worry that your softness makes you vulnerable to being used. Hear me. Your softness is not naivety. It is discernment dressed in kindness. It is self-control empowered by my spirit. You are not a doormat, you are a doorway, and you get to choose what passes through. The tenderness you protected in private is the lens through which you will see the next step clearly. Because you did not calcify, you can still feel when my peace rests on a decision. Because you did not numb, you can sense when something is trying to hustle you out of alignment. This endurance did not just keep you alive, it made you precise. You ask, why me? Because when nothing changed, you changed. When applause did not arrive, you didn't trade your values for attention. When friendship failed you, you didn't close your heart to community forever. You asked for better wisdom. When resources were thin, you did not sell your soul to ease. I watched you choose contentment without complacency. I watched you stay teachable when pride would have felt safer. I watched you repent quickly and forgive deeply. This is why I say with fullness, I can trust you. I am not flattering you. I am naming you. I am naming the gold I forged under heat. I am naming the strength you carry that the mirror does not always show you. I am naming the fruit that grew slow but true. You needed to hear this in my voice because you have brushed past it, calling it just doing what anyone would do. It is not common. It is consecrated. Many would have hardened. Many would have hurried. Many would have made a god of their timeline. You chose me. Let this settle your breathing. You did not miss it. You did not waste the years. What you call detours are the very roads that brought you to discernment. Now, when I place the next instruction in your hands, you will recognize it not because it is loud, but because it carries the same peace that met you in the night. Now, when counterfeit doors swing open, you will feel the draft and close them. Now, when fear performs with urgency, you will not surrender your pace. Your endurance has become eyes. Your softness has become strength. Your willingness has become a runway. Stay here with me a moment longer and receive the dignity of being chosen by substance. I am not asking you to prove it. I am acknowledging what is already true. You are trusted with what is coming because you were faithful with what was hidden. You are ready to respond, not react. You are ready to step, not sprint. You are ready to protect what I place in your hands, not to perform for those who do not understand its weight. My child, lift your head. Let this validation settle into your bones. I saw, I see, and I say again, you are not late. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are aligned, chosen, and prepared. My child, attention. Do not scroll past this. Do not call this noise. I am interrupting you on purpose because a moment has arrived, and moments like this are not repeated casually. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time. Not early, not late, aligned. You have been formed for this threshold, and now a window is open. Windows open for those who are ready to step through, and I am telling you plainly, the window is open now. It will not be forced. It will be responded to. Listen closely. Your routines nearly made you miss this. The steady hum of busyness that pretends to be responsibility, the familiar loop of checking and scrolling and analyzing, those patterns almost numbed you to the subtle shift I have orchestrated. I am not scolding you. I am rescuing your attention. When I interrupt like this, it is because movement is required. My timing does not rush and it does not lag. It aligns. And the alignment point you prayed for has arrived right in the middle of your ordinary hour. You feel it even now. That quiet weight, that holy pressure that is not panic but gravity. That is how my moments land. They carry peace and urgency at the same time. They do not perform. They call. This is that. Your delay was preparation, yes. Your endurance has proven your substance, yes. And now the preparation must become a response. If you treat this lightly, you will drift back into the current of distraction, and the ache will return without outlet. If you honor it, if you pause and respond, you will move with alignment and find doors engaging that could not open until you arrived here. Hear me clearly so there is no fog around the stakes. This is not entertainment. This is not motivation. This is appointment. I am not here to hype you up. I am here to hand you a moment that requires a yes. Windows are about response, not theatrics. I do not need you to manufacture energy. I need you to decide. Will you remain in the rhythm that keeps you comfortable but underfed? Or will you step through the invitation I have set before you? Binary, not blurry. Stay and drift or respond and move. You are asking, why now? Because the fibers I have been weaving in you have finished the row they were on. Because the silence you endured has settled you enough to hear me without rushing. Because the distractions that used to charm you have been exposed as thieves. Because I have orchestrated details you cannot see yet. Conversations ready to be had. Opportunities ready to recognize you. Provision positioned to meet you at obedience, not at brainstorming. Because delay has done its work, and to keep you delayed any longer would be to keep you small, not early, not late, aligned. I am also answering the fear you won't name. What if I do not feel ready? Readiness for this step is not a feeling, it is a decision. Feelings will catch up to faith. Do not wait for perfect emotion to do what requires simple conviction. The next step will be practical. It will look small from the outside. It will ask for something you can actually do today. But it must be taken in faith, not in a performance of certainty. I am not asking for fireworks. I am asking for obedience that moves even if the butterflies are still in your stomach. Small obedience, steady pace, clean yes. Let me define the threshold so you can name it. A threshold is the line between awareness and action. You have been aware. You have been sensing. You have been rehearsing possibility. Now cross the line. Alignment is not forced. It is responded to. I will not shove you through. I will stand here, patient and firm, with the door open and my hand extended. I will lend you courage. I will steady your breathing, but I will not do your choosing for you. That is the dignity of partnership. That is how trust matures. Do you feel the tug to check one more thing? To delay with one more scroll? To ask one more person for their take? Recognize that impulse for what it is. The last defense of distraction when a window opens. Do not negotiate with it. Honor the interruption. Pause the noise. Stay with me long enough to answer me. Say out loud, even now, I hear you. I will respond. Your words matter. Agreement moves you from intention to decision. Let me remove the lie that says you must see the whole hallway before you step through the door. You do not. You need the door that is open, and it is open now. There is provision prepared for movement, not for stalling. There is clarity prepared for obedience, not for endless research. There is favor prepared for your yes, not for your hypotheticals. I have arranged help to meet you on the other side of the threshold, but help is assigned to motion. If you wait for the feeling of invincibility, you will wait past the window. If you move with the confidence of alignment, you will find that what you feared was larger in imagination than in reality. So, my child, choose. Let this be the moment you honor what I have formed in you by acting like it is true. Set your face like flint toward the step I will highlight next. Expect it to be clear, expect it to be doable, expect it to require faith. Do not confuse manageable with meaningless. Seeds look small and change landscapes. Obedience looks simple and rewrites stories. Not early, not late, aligned. The window is open. Respond. My child, listen carefully now. Your next step begins with separation. Distinguish my instruction from your fear. This is where clarity lives. This is how the fog lifts. Fear is loud, frantic, performative. Instruction is steady, simple, specific. Fear either shoves you into rushed motion or locks you into frozen delay. Instruction gives you one clear act and the peace to do it. Not confusion, but confirmation. Not pressure, but peace. Not panic, but presence. If you are to move through the window open before you, you must refuse to take fear's voice as your guide. Hear me expose fear's disguises so you can strip their power. Perfectionism is fear in a polished suit. It says, not yet, make it flawless first. My instruction says, take the faithful step you can take now. Endless fleeces are fear-wearing religious language. It says, give me one more sign, then one more, then one more. My instruction says, you have enough light for the next foot of the path. Comparison is fear with binoculars. It says, their timeline is your timeline. Catch up or give up. My instruction says, not early, not late, aligned with what I am forming in you, not in them. Waiting until you feel ready is fear pretending to be wisdom. It says, when anxiety leaves completely, then you can move. My instruction says, readiness is a decision. Feelings will catch up to faith. Let me draw the contrasts so you can hold them in your hands. Fear multiplies questions and never lands. Instruction reduces the question to a sentence you can obey. Fear blares sirens and demands a yes before you have time to breathe. Instruction invites, steadies, and stills your breathing, even as it calls you forward. Fear fixates on outcomes you cannot control. Instruction emphasizes response you can control. Fear uses ultimatums that bully, now or never, prove yourself. Instruction speaks with authority, but not with manipulation. Now is the time. Trust me as you move. Fear speaks in absolutes that collapse your options. If you don't choose this, everything is over. Instruction opens a door and guards your dignity. Choose this step, and I will meet you in it. Here is an internal test you can apply in the next 60 seconds. Lay the possible step before me and ask, does this require you to betray what I have taught you about integrity? If yes, it is not me. Does it require secrecy that isolates you from wise counsel I have given you? If yes, it is not me. Does it spotlight your ego while starving your character? If yes, it is not me. Conversely, does this step align with values we have established together? Does it honor truth, humility, and stewardship? Does it ask for courage but allow for honesty about your humanity? That is how my instruction feels. It is sober, not flashy. It rings true in your chest. You can breathe while you say yes to it. Another test Fear loves to argue endlessly. It needs a debate to survive. My instruction can be written in one line, often starting with a verb. Email the proposal. Make the call. Decline that invitation. Block the morning. Start the outline. Send the apology. If the sentence you write is littered with 7 parentheses, contingency plans, and 5 other people's opinions, you have let fear co-author it. Simplify. Reduce it to one faithful act you can perform today. I am not asking for a 10-year map. I am asking for one clean move. Listen to the difference in timing language. Fear says, hurry because you are behind, or wait until you feel invincible. My instruction says, move now in a way that matches your actual capacity, not your imagined perfection. Fear requires drama as proof. Instruction requires obedience as response. Fear spikes your adrenaline and leaves you depleted. Instruction may challenge you, but it leaves you more grounded after you choose it. My peace accompanies my word, not as the absence of butterflies, but as the presence of weight that steadies you while the butterflies fly. Pay attention also to the narrative tone inside your thoughts. Fear insults you to control you. You always mess this up. You will embarrass yourself. I do not speak that way. I correct, but I do not condemn. I invite. I do not humiliate. The voice that shames you into action is not mine. My instruction preserves your dignity while requiring your courage. My words build your spine, not your anxiety. You have been tempted to spiritualize avoidance. You called it waiting on me when it was waiting on a feeling of certainty that never arrives first. You asked for one more sign, then used the sign to schedule another delay. You looked at someone else's pace and tried to import their calendar into your calling. My child, return to your lane. Return to the question I am actually asking you. What is the next faithful step I have already highlighted? You already know it. It keeps returning to your mind in quiet hours. It does not dazzle you. It humbles you. It seems too small to matter, yet it will matter most because it marks obedience. Here is how you separate fear and practice right now. Pause and breathe. Name the fear without partnering with it. I feel the urge to rush. I feel the urge to freeze. Then ask me, what is the sentence? Listen for the verb. Write it. Read it out loud. Remove every clause that is bargaining with anxiety. Ask, does this violate integrity? Does this carry peace? If it aligns, act within the next 24 hours. Not performatively, practically. Put it on your calendar. Send the message. Prepare the document. Clear the table. Lay out the clothes for the early morning. Decline with kindness. Begin with what you can do from where you are with what you have. This is how clarity becomes movement. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. I am not asking you to conquer fear before you move. I am asking you to stop letting fear be your counselor. Let fear ride in the back seat if it must, but do not give it the wheel or the map. Keep instruction in the driver's seat. Keep peace as your speedometer. Keep integrity as your lane marker. If a thought demands that you abandon these to make progress, that progress is counterfeit. As you separate, you will notice something immediate. The next step is visible. It was not hidden. It was crowded. It will appear small enough to do and weighted enough to honor. Do not despise it. Seeds look like nothing while they split soil. Steps feel like nothing while they shift futures. Take the step, and the next instruction will meet you like a hand at the next stair. This is how we will walk together through the open window, one clear act of obedience at a time. Say with me now, out loud, to anchor it. I choose instruction over intimidation. I choose peace over pressure. I choose one faithful step today. Let those words set the rhythm of your next hour. Clarity comes when you separate fear's noise from my steady instruction. And as you do, you will find that what looked like a maze becomes a hallway with one open door, and I am standing in it, ready to walk with you through. My child, listen carefully now. Do not let this rest as inspiration. Move it into motion. Your next step is not the full plan. Your next step is the first faithful, measurable act you can do today, not a paragraph of intentions, not a 10-point strategy, a sentence you can obey. One verb, one object, one time. That is how alignment turns into progress. That is how the open window meets your feet. Understand this. I am not asking you to force anything. You do not need to kick down doors. You do not need to chase outcomes I have not assigned to you. You need to move when I nudge you. Responsiveness over striving. Partnership over panic. I open, you respond. I highlight, you step. The supply I have prepared is positioned at obedience, not at overplanning. I have readied help at movement, not at speculation. Define the step like this. Could you tell another person in one clear sentence what you will do within the next 24 hours? If the answer is no, it is not a step yet. Reduce it. Email the mentor for a meeting. Submit the application before noon. Record the first 3 minutes of the introduction. Apologize and ask for a fresh start. Decline the recurring commitment that drains your focus. Set a daily 30-minute block for the assignment and guard it. Restart the morning routine for 7 days. Update the portfolio and send it to 2 names. Book the appointment you have delayed. Create the outline and write the first subpoint. That is a step. Small, specific, doable, holy. Do not despise small. Seeds do not look like forests when you hold them. Steps do not look like futures when you take them. But I designed momentum to be a servant of obedience. Obedience creates momentum. Momentum reveals detail. As you move, I add light. As you act, I add clarity. You want certainty before movement. I give clarity through movement. Listen to me say that again so it anchors you. You want certainty before movement. I give clarity through movement. This is not cruelty, it is formation. It trains your heart to trust me as guide, not your projections as God. I know why you resist. Planning feels safer than stepping. Research feels productive without the risk of vulnerability. Asking for more opinions flatters your anxiety with the illusion of control. But the hallway does not light up until you walk it. The door does not swing until your hand meets the handle. The water does not part on the shore of hesitation. It parts under the footfall of a yes. I am not teasing you with hints. I am teaching you how to live by instruction, one faithful sentence at a time. Let me give you an action rhythm that will keep you aligned. First, write the sentence, not a paragraph. One line that starts with a verb. Second, assign a time. Place it on your calendar in the next 24 hours. Third, remove one piece of friction. Lay out the file. Draft the email subject line. Find the phone number. Prep the workspace. Fourth, do it quietly and cleanly without announcing to gain applause or procrastinating to gain sympathy. Fifth, after you obey, return to me for the next sentence. This is the cadence. Listen, write, schedule, remove friction, act, return. Keep this rhythm and you will not panic. You will progress. Examples will help your imagination submit to obedience. If I nudge you to repair a relationship, text them, I'm sorry for my part. Can we talk tomorrow between 5 and 6? If I nudge you to advance your assignment, block 7:30 to 8 a.m. daily and write 200 words. No editing. If I nudge you to steward your health, book the appointment today and prepare your questions. If I nudge you to honor your calling with boundaries, email the polite decline for the opportunity that steals your focus. If I nudge you to step into visibility, record the 2-minute introduction video and send it to the person I already highlighted. If I nudge you to request provision, submit the grant application. Stop rewriting the bio. Send it by 3 p.m. If I nudge you to sow encouragement, write the note and mail it today. If I nudge you to clear space, delete the app that consumes your mornings. Nothing dramatic, all decisive. This is worthy obedience. You protest, what if I choose wrong? Hear me, obedience anchored in integrity cannot take you off the map I drew. I correct my children in motion, not in paralysis. It is easier to steer a moving vessel than a docked one bound by ropes of fear. If a step you choose needs adjustment, I will make it plain without shaming you. I am not a trickster, I am a father. When you aim for my voice and honor my values, even your missteps become guided course corrections. Move. Do not outsource your courage to crowds. Too many voices will cloud simple instruction. Ask counsel where I have already given you counsel, then act. If you must announce something, announce it to yourself and to me. Today at 2 p.m., I will do what you asked. Speak it out loud so your body hears your spirit leading. Then keep your word. That is how trust with yourself is rebuilt. That is how alignment with me is practiced. Repetition with honesty. There is a specific grace prepared for this first faithful step. Grace that steadies your breathing as you dial the number. Grace that keeps your hand from shaking as you hit send. Grace that meets you as you show up early with the document printed. Grace that carries you as you say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, and wait in humility. Grace that protects your no when politeness tries to morph into guilt. Do not wait to feel brave to access it. Access it by stepping. My grace accompanies obedience, not hypothetical obedience. Let me tell you what will happen as you move. The anxiety soundtrack will lower because it is fed by stagnation. The room of your life will feel larger because boundaries start to hold. Information you could not access from the outside will meet you on the inside. After the email is sent, a reply reveals timing. After the call, an opening emerges. After the apology, the atmosphere changes and your heart can concentrate again. After the decline, energy returns and you can hear me with less static. Clarity compounds, momentum multiplies. Outcomes that looked immovable begin to respond to the pressure of obedience. Resist the urge to stack 10 steps and then collapse under their weight. I am leading you one sentence at a time, on purpose. Faithfulness in one makes room for two. Faithfulness in two makes room for three. This is how maturity grows. Consistent, humble yeses, not sporadic heroics. I am not impressed by your sprints. I am forming your stride. Keep it simple. Keep it honest. Keep it today. Also hear this caution said in love. Do not confuse procrastination rituals with preparation. Rearranging the desk for the 5th time is not the step. Making another color-coded plan is not the step. Consuming endless content to feel inspired is not the step. The step is the obedient act that touches reality and requires your courage. You will know it because it will be both doable and dignifying, humble and holy. It will cost you a little comfort and return to you a lot of peace. So now, while this window is open and your heart is clear, choose. Write the sentence, put the time on the calendar, remove one friction, do it, then come back and ask, what is the next sentence? This is how we will walk the length of the hallway you cannot see from here. Lamp to feet, light to path, step to step. You do not need the entire map. Take the first faithful step, and the next instruction will meet you. I am already standing at that next stair with counsel and courage in my hands. Move, my child. I am with you in real time, not early, not late, aligned. My child, listen carefully now. You have named the step. Now you must guard the step. Close the doors that drain you. This is not a side note to your calling. It is part of your calling. Boundaries are obedience, not selfishness. Protection is not paranoia. It is stewardship. I did not train you through delay just to let petty leaks empty what I am releasing. If you are seeing this, I am inviting you to strengthen the gates of your life. Not isolation, but consecration. Not punishment, but preparation. Not rudeness, but reverence for what I have placed in your hands. I saw the slow leaks, the conversations that shrink you by inches, the commitments that flatter your ego but exhaust your soul, the late-night loops of scrolling that fog your mornings, the rooms where mocks and small talk drown the sentence I gave you. I saw how easily your focus bends under the weight of everyone's emergencies and none of my priorities. You called it kindness to be constantly available. Heaven calls it neglect when access to you is cheaper than the assignment I entrusted to you. My child, I am appointing you as watchman over your attention. Your yes is a holy instrument. Do not loan it to drains. Let me name the drains plainly so you can close them without guilt. Drains are people who belittle what I've asked you to build, even subtly, even as a joke. Drains are endless group chats that pull you into drama you do not need to carry. Drains are cycles that numb instead of nourish. Doom scrolling, binging that shaves hours from the morning you begged me for. Comfort habits that promise rest but deliver restlessness. Drains are environments that keep you small. Tables where cynicism is called wisdom. Circles where your growth threatens the status quo. Rooms that celebrate your past but resist your becoming. Drains are unstructured days where anyone can schedule you at any time for any reason. Drains are notifications that make your nervous system a public square. Hear me, closing a door is not a failure of love. It is a form of love. Love for the assignment. Love for the people the assignment will serve. Love for the future you will meet. Not selfishness, but stewardship. Not rejection, but redirection. Not walls, but wise gates. Some will not understand. Some will pressure you to return to the open door policy that made you constantly reachable and chronically unavailable to me. Let their misunderstanding be their lesson, not your leash. When I entrust a window, I also authorize boundaries to keep you prepared to pass through it. Here are practical boundary moves I want you to implement within the next 7 days. First, limit access. Decide who has real-time access to you and who does not. Create office hours for responding to messages and keep them. Remove always available from your identity. Turn off non-essential notifications. Let texts wait. Let email be checked in Windows, not as a drip IV for distraction. You are not abandoning people. You are refusing to abandon the assignment. Second, schedule silence. Put it on your calendar as if it were a meeting with a king, because it is. A 30-minute block daily with no input before output, no feeds before focus. Morning, silence, sentence, step. Evening, review, release, rest. Protect 1 weekly hour of longer quiet for deep listening and renewal. If this feels costly, remember, the oil that keeps lamps burning is gathered in secret, not in crowds. Third, remove triggers. Delete the app that steals your first hour for 7 days. Move it off your home screen or off your phone entirely. Block the website that you accidentally visit at 11:47 p.m. Charge your phone outside the bedroom. Place a physical object, journal, book, printed outline, where your hand usually reaches for distraction. Reduce friction for obedience. Increase friction for avoidance. Design the path of least resistance toward what I have asked you to do. Fourth, commit to 1 disciplined habit for 7 days. Not 7, 1. Choose a habit that directly protects the assignment. A daily 30-minute focused work block. A 9 p.m. shutdown to protect the morning. No input before output every day. A standing no to 1 recurring drain. 7 days. Track it. Keep it. At the end of 7, you will notice oxygen in your schedule and clarity in your mind. Momentum loves boundaries because boundaries keep momentum from leaking. Let me give you a simple test to decide what door must close. Ask, does this place, person, or pattern leave me clearer or clouded? Do I leave lighter or smaller? Does it stir alignment or scatter it? Does it honor what we are building or siphon attention from it? If it steals your sentence, it is not part of this window. If it scatters your peace, it is not part of this rhythm. If it demands your availability but ignores your values, it is not aligned. You do not owe explanation to every demand. You owe obedience to the one who called you. You fear that closing doors will cost you favor. Hear me. Boundaries do not reduce the favor I send. They refine where it lands. Favor is not sprayed randomly, it is aimed. Without boundaries, favor evaporates on concrete. With boundaries, favor waters seed. I am not asking you to be harsh. I am asking you to be clear. Clear is kind. Clear is protective. Clear is sustainable. I will give you language for your no that is firm and gentle. I'm unable to commit to this right now. I'm protecting a window of focus this month. Thank you for understanding. You do not need to defend the boundary with essays. State it, bless, and keep moving. I will also steady you through the pang of guilt that sometimes follows obedience. Guilt is a false alarm when it rings against a righteous boundary. Breathe. Keep the door closed. You are not being dramatic, you are being deliberate. There are conversations prepared for you on the other side of focus, connections that will only recognize you when your yes is not diluted, opportunities that require you to arrive undistracted. Boundaries are the scaffolding that hold the weight of what is being built. Without them, growth collapses under its own promise. Do this now while the window is open and your heart is willing. Write down the top 3 drains that most consistently steal your attention. Circle 2. For those 2, choose 1 closure action each and schedule it today. Send the polite decline. Leave the chat. Turn off the alert. Move the meeting. Tidy the workspace that whispers procrastination. Relocate your work to a place that honors your focus. Then choose your 7-day habit and announce it to me out loud. Agreement anchors action. Action stabilizes alignment. As you close these doors, expect immediate shifts. The static will lower. Space will appear where there was only squeeze. The sentence I gave you will sound louder because it no longer competes with needless noise. People who respect your calling will adjust. People who only respected your availability will protest and then fade. Let that be a mercy. I am pruning your access so that fruit can multiply. Not early, not late, aligned. Remember this, windows remain open for the prepared. Boundaries keep you prepared. Protect the grace you have received. Guard the step you have taken. Close the doors that drain you so you can carry what is being released. Without spill, without rush, without apology. My child, I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. Honor this appointment with holy gates. Keep them, and as you do, the path will widen under your feet. My child, listen carefully now. The step is named. The doors are closing. Now you must give your yes a sound. Speak the alignment out loud. This is not theatrics, this is alignment. Words are how you move the internal into the external, breath into sound, intention into direction, agreement into action. Silent belief can drift. Spoken commitment takes form. What you confess, you begin to embody. What you declare, you begin to drive. I framed creation with words. I realign your days with words. Do not keep this inside. Say it so your heart can hear it. Say it so your body can follow it. Say it so your calendar is held accountable to it. Do not say everything. Say the essential. Keep it clear. Keep it current. Keep it today. When you speak, your nervous system receives a leader. Fear loses volume when confronted with a voiced decision. Doubt loses leverage when wedged by a simple sentence said out loud. This is how you build trust with yourself again. You speak and then you keep what you spoke, not for applause, for alignment, not to perform, to proceed. I will lead you now in a declaration. Repeat after me, steady and clear, not rushed, not mumbled but owned. Say, I will not delay what you have confirmed. I will not fear what you have prepared. I choose instruction over intimidation. I choose peace over pressure. I choose one faithful step today. I separate fear from guidance. I close what drains. I protect what you have entrusted. Jesus, I trust you. Order my steps. Again and slower, so it settles. I will not delay what you have confirmed. I will not fear what you have prepared. I will move with the light I have, and more light will meet me as I move. I receive courage to act. I receive wisdom to set gates. I receive grace to finish what I start. Jesus, I trust you. Order my steps. Now we anchor this in specifics. Speak your step. Do not generalize. Name it in one sentence with a time attached. Say, today, before, name the hour. I will name the act. Say it plainly. Today, before noon, I will send the proposal. Today, at 2 p.m., I will decline the recurring meeting that drains my focus. Today, at 7:30 a.m., I will write 200 words with my phone in another room. Today, at 5 p.m., I will call and say, I'm sorry for my part. Can we talk? Today, at 3 p.m., I will book the appointment. Choose one. Name it. If you must, whisper it through trembling. Trembling is allowed. Disobedience is not. Speak it now, today, before time. I will act. Now speak your boundary. Within 7 days, what door will you close to protect this window? Say, within 7 days, I will close. Name the door by name the action. Within 7 days, I will delete the app that steals my first hour. Within 7 days, I will set no input before output and keep it. Within 7 days, I will create office hours for messages and honor them. Within 7 days, I will exit the chat that pulls me into drama. Within 7 days, I will move the 9 p.m. shutdown to protect the morning. Speak one, make it real. Within 7 days, I will close door by action. Now add the witness of worship that steadies your confession and keeps it from drifting into self-reliance. Say, Jesus, I trust you. Order my steps. Not my hype, your hand. Not my urgency, your timing. Not my ego, your glory. Jesus, I trust you. Order my steps. Say it again until peace sits down inside your chest. Hear me. These declarations are not magic. They are agreement. They do not replace movement. They prepare it. They do not bypass planning. They simplify it. They are not noise. They are level. When you speak like this, you are choosing your rhythm in advance so that emotion does not choose it for you later. You are lacing your shoes the night before the run. You are telling tomorrow where it must bend. You are cutting a groove in the wood so the saw follows a straight line. Write what you just said on paper and place it where your eyes will collide with it. But do not let the page carry what your mouth refuses to own. Speak it in the morning before your fingers reach for any feed. Speak it when resistance rises at the scheduled hour. Speak it after you obey, not as boasting but as gratitude. You ordered my steps, and I walked them. Let your words become mile markers that remind you, I was faithful at 10 a.m. yesterday. I will be faithful at 10 a.m. today. If you stumble, do not vandalize your identity with your own mouth. Do not say, I always fail. Say, I correct quickly. Do not say, it's too late. Say, not early, not late, aligned. I return now. Your mouth can be a ladder back to alignment or a shovel that deepens the ditch. Choose ladder. Choose life words that move you forward in humility and hope. I correct my children in motion, and I calm my children with my word. Let your word agree with mine. Invite one trusted witness to hear your sentence and your boundary today. Say it to them, not for permission, but for partnership. Ask them to text you at the appointed hour with one question. Did you keep your word? Keep your yes simple and your accountability kind. Alignment loves witness because witness breeds consistency. Now breathe. Place your hand on your heart if you need to feel that you are here, now, chosen, appointed. Say once more, I will not delay what you have confirmed. I will not fear what you have prepared. Today, before time, I will act. Within 7 days, I will close door by action. Jesus, I trust you. Order my steps. Let this settle in you not as adrenaline, but as architecture. Declarations are framework. They hold the weight of steady days. They turn a moment of courage into a cadence of obedience. As you speak and then step, you will feel the floor under you firm. Keep your mouth aligned and your feet will follow. Keep your promise in your mouth and your calendar will make room for it. This is how we move through an open window without spillage, without scrambling, without apology, clear words, clean steps, quiet faith. My child, listen carefully now. Do not return to the old pace. Do not drift back into the old scroll, the old doubt, the old delay. Do not let this holy interruption dissolve into habit again. I interrupted you to deliver you from cycles that disguised themselves as comfort. I interrupted you to establish a new cadence. When I say stay, I mean stay. When I say steady, I mean steady. Attention now. The door is opening, and your consistency will meet it and complete the transition. You will feel the stretch. Expect it and do not call it wrong. New levels feel unfamiliar because your nervous system has been trained by hurry, by scarcity, by the noise of everyone else's needs. The silence after obedience will feel spacious at first. The focus will feel like a new room. The slower, steadier pace will itch against your old reflex for frenzy. Hear me. Discomfort is not evidence that you missed me. Discomfort is evidence that you left what missed you. You are shedding an unaligned rhythm. That ache is the sound of shackles loosening. Stay, breathe, hold the line. Do not confuse the lack of adrenaline with the lack of anointing. I am not forming you for sprints of spectacle. I am forming you for sustained stewardship. The open window you sensed is real, but windows become doorways through steady steps, not spasms of effort. I am not asking you to be dramatic. I am asking you to be dependable. Dependability is how you carry what you prayed for without dropping it when the room gets louder. Let the world chase urgency. You will live by alignment, not early, not late, aligned. I said it before, and I seal it now. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming, and when the noise momentarily rises again, when replies lag, when calendars shift, when others misunderstand your new gates, do not misinterpret the static as a stop sign. It is a test of stride. Keep your sentence, keep your boundary, keep your worship, keep your witness. Consistency is your warfare in this window. Here is how you will stay steady until the door fully opens. You will keep the rhythm I gave you without embellishment. Listen, write, schedule, remove friction, act, return. Daily, small, honest. You will keep no input before output as protection for the morning. You will keep your 7-day boundary as scaffolding for focus. You will keep your office hours so your availability does not auction your attention. You will speak your sentence at the appointed time, and you will keep it, even when it feels too simple to matter. This is how trust multiplies. This is how rooms recognize you when it is time. Do not outrun your oil. Do not over-explain your boundaries. Do not overschedule your soul. Your old pace tried to validate itself by volume, more emails, more meetings, more noise. Your new pace validates itself by faithfulness, measured, calm, repeatable yeses. The old pace trained you to impress. The new pace trains you to steward. The old pace spent you to feel important. The new pace preserves you to be impactful. Choose the new pace every day until it chooses you back as habit. You will be tempted to test me with unnecessary risks, to say yes to what I already told you to decline, to add 5 steps to feel productive. Hear me. Adding weight is not the same as adding worth. You are not behind. You are being timed. You are not weak. You are being wise. My timing does not rush, and it does not lag. It aligns. Your assignment is to match my tempo, not manufacture outcomes. I open, you respond. I widen, you walk. I am not late with the door. Hold your post until it swings. Anticipate subtle sabotage. Familiar voices will invite you back into constant availability. Familiar patterns will pitch you a perfect excuse to skip one day, then 2. Familiar cravings will promise relief at 11:47 p.m. and steal the morning you asked me to bless. When these show up, and they will, do not argue. Close the door you already closed. Repeat your sentence out loud. Return to the rhythm. This is not punishment. This is protection. The enemy of alignment is not always opposition. Often it is erosion. Seal the places that once leaked. You ask, what if the door takes longer than I thought? Hear me. I am finishing things you cannot see so that when the door opens, you can step through without scramble. I will not expose you to rooms your character cannot carry yet. I love you too much to confuse you with premature access. Do not measure timing by the twitch of impatience. Measure it by the growth of peace. Peace is how you know you are keeping pace with me. Not early, not late, aligned. I affirm you now. You are prepared. You are positioned. You are ready to carry what you prayed for. I chose you not because you were flawless, but because you were faithful in small things. I saw your endurance. I saw your humility. I saw your quiet yes when applause was absent. Many start strong, few stay steady. You stayed. Now let steadiness finish what starting began. If this word steadies you and you want to help us carry it further, you may support the work in the way provided on this platform. Give as you are led. Then return your full attention here. Do not let even generosity distract you from obedience in this moment. So here is your closing charge. Do not return to the old pace. Keep your sentence. Guard your boundary. Protect your mornings. Practice your rhythm. Let endurance have its full work. The door is opening as you walk. You will meet it at the hinge with a heart already quieted and a schedule already clear. When you arrive, you will not need to scramble for capacity. Capacity will be waiting because you built it day by day. Stay where the grace is. Stay where the peace is. Stay with me in the timing I authored. Not early, not late, aligned. Now breathe and be settled. No performance, no panic. Finish today's sentence. Hold today's gate. Return tomorrow and do it again. This is how the interruption becomes a life, how the window becomes a doorway, how the doorway becomes a dwelling. I am with you in real time. Keep pace with me, my child, and do not look back.